Hello guys, my name is Kaushik and welcome back to LambdaTest. In this video, we are going to learn two topics. One is the alert and another one is the dropdown. In the alert section, we are going to learn how to handle with the JavaScript alert, and then followed by also we'll learn the modal alert or the bootstrap alert. Followed by we are going to learn how to interact with the dropdown, that is like select tag in HTML. Apart from that, of course, we have the bootstrap dropdowns or like any kind of like listed dropdown. We are going to learn that as well. And lastly, we are going to learn how to execute our test in a slow motion. Let's get started now. In the JavaScript alert, we have three types of alert. One is the simple alert. When you click on the button, we can see like we have a simple alert, which will have only one button like OK. And then we have like confirmation box where we'll get two buttons like OK and cancel. And then followed by we have a message like press a button. And lastly, we have this prompt alert where we can enter some data. For example, here I can say like my name, and then I can give on cancel or the OK, right? So here we can select you have entered Kaushik, like whatever the data we have entered, we are getting the same. So let's learn how to alert three kinds of alert using Playwright. It's going to be very simple. And one more thing, like if you already know like Selenium, Protector or Ví𝒅ᴇᴏ, you might already know that when there is an alert, we cannot do any other action, like I cannot do right click and inspect. And of course, this alert is also not inspectable. We cannot inspect, right? So usually to interact with any kind of elements, we need the locator, we need the web element to do the interaction. But in terms of alert, it is not possible. We have to handle in the JavaScript way. Okay, so let's get started now. So here I have created a file called alert.ts within the test folder. And first of all, we will import the test from Playwright test. And then we'll create our test block. And first of all, we have to give the string, like what's the description of this test. So I will name it like handling alerts. And then followed by, I'm going to create a async callback function. And within the parameter, we are going to receive the page. So that's it. We are pretty much cool till now. Okay. Now, first of all, of course, we have to go to that website. So we'll use the function like page.goto, and here we have to give our this particular application URL. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to click on this click me button, right? So here all the buttons are basically with the same name called click me. Let's go and inspect this one. So here we can select button with the text called click me, right? So if I try to write the XPath or maybe the CSS or maybe like Playwright Locator, of course it is like it will find multiple elements, right? So let's see how to handle that. So first of all, here I'm going to say like await and then followed by page.locator, and this locator like click me, right? So here we can say like button colon has text. Right, so this is basically your Playwright way of finding the button with the text. So button is my tag name and has text is a like function, and this is our text click me, right? But if you mouse over in this locator, you can see like this is going to return like one element or multiple element. Okay, so by default it is strict in nature, strict in the sense like let me execute and show you. Okay, so I'm going to call the function like dot click. And of course we need this await for this. Okay, so let's go and run this now. So I'm going to bring up my test, and here you can see like even though we have the Chrome extension, not the Chrome, VS Code extension, we are not getting that suggestion of running test from the file directory, right? That's because of if you go to your Playwright config file, here we have the test match, right? You can command this test match and then go to any of your test. Then you can see that the Visual Studio Code extension is going to work. Okay, so here you can select we got this particular green color icon. Now I can click from here directly so that only this file will get executed. Hopefully we should get an exception. Let's see. Yeah, so we got the exception, and here you can see like locator.click error strict mode violation. That means by default this locator, right, it will always try to find one element at a time, but this button has text click me, right? This has like three buttons. So here you can select n of 0, n of 1, n of 2, right? So three buttons are there since it's giving us strict mode violation. How to fix it is very simple. You can try to write the unique locator always, or else we have another way. Okay, so for example, here I can say like dot nth in the sense like which button you are going to interact. Okay, so here I'm going to give my 0, that is my first button, and then I can say dot click. Okay, so now this will work. That means this locator function can't find one element at a time, and that is the default strict behavior. But if the same element has like multiple same locator value has multiple elements, then we can use the nth value. So it is like finding the if I have to compare this, we can compare this like find elements, where we will get like list of web elements, and we can use the get function. Similar thing here as well. Okay, I hope this makes sense to you. So one function, it's going to act like two behavior. So when we use the nth, the strict property will be disabled, and it can find multiple elements. Okay, so we are going to click on that, but before clicking on that, here if once I click on, I will get the alert message, right? So in Playwright, how to handle it is very simple. You click on the element, but before that you have to handle the alert. Okay, so that means like page dot on, and here I have to say like dialog. Okay, and then it's going to return me the alert, or we can name it like dialog as well. Anything is fine. This is like user defined name. Okay, so this is going to act like kind of like your event listener. Okay, so when the event listener is active now, and when we click on the button here, it will work. Okay, so it's kind of like looking like a reverse process, but that is how the event listeners will work. Okay, and here we don't have to use the await, because this is just a method. Here we are not handling with any kind of promises. Okay, so here I can say like alert dot accept is the function that will like accept the alert. Okay, and here we have to handle the promises. Okay, so I can make this like async, and here I can say like await alert dot accept. Okay, that's it. Now let's see whether we are able to make it work or not. Okay, now alert dot accept, in the sense, of course there is only one alert, so it will do the accept. Now just in case to confirmation, like I want to check like I'm an alert box. Here I can see a text, right? I want to print that. So what can I do is very simple. I can say like await alert dot default value. Okay, so whatever the default value we have, we will get that. So this is going to return me as a string, so I can store it like const text equal to, and then I can print the text. Okay, so text, and here also await is not required, because this method is going to return a string, so await is not required. Okay, await is required only when there is a promises, there is a return of promises. Okay, now let's go and run this one more time. I'm going to click on that this button. It will be very fast actually, so watch carefully. Okay, so the test got passed. Here you can see like green icon, the test got passed, and it took like 17 milliseconds to handle the alert. That is the reason we couldn't say it. But if you go to the report or the console, okay, so when we run from the test, if I click on this, okay, the console is not there. Only when there is an error we can see that. But if I go to the report, right, so if I go to the report, I can see the console logs. So here is my report, and if I open the index.html handling alert, and here you can see like we got the standard output, and that is empty. Okay, we did a mistake here. Basically, right, this is not the default value. Actually, that is going to be message. So if you want to read the text whatever there in the alert box, we have to use this function called message. Okay, so I'm going to execute this one more time just to show you the result. Let's see. Okay, so this time you might have seen that alert, right? So it took around like 100 millisecond to accept it. And if I go to the reporter once again, and if I go to the handling alert, the standard output, and here you can see like I'm in alert box. So whatever the message is there in the alert box, we can read with the help of function called message. And by the way, like it says like www.lambdatest.com says that is specific to the browser. We cannot get that particular value. Okay, now let's see with the another example. So here we can see like we have a press a button. We can have like OK or cancel, right? So if I click on cancel, you can see like you pressed cancel, and if I click on OK, you can see like you pressed OK. So let's write the expect condition for that. Okay, so let's go and inspect this one, and here we can select confirmation demo is the ID which is unique. Let's go and use that one. So here what we are going to do is, already we found the value. So instead of like n of 0, we can like n of 1. So that is my second drop down in this page, that is confirm box. And once I do the dismiss, right? So once I do the dismiss, let's say that this time I have to do the dismiss, then we can write the expect condition, right? So expect, and I can say like paste dot locator, and the locator value is this one, and this is basically my ID equals, I can give, or else that hash symbol also we can use. Okay, and here I can say like to have text, or if I want to check partially, I can say like to contain text. Yeah, to contain text, and here I can give the text partially. Okay, so like if I click on this OK button, I will get like OK, and if I click on this dismiss button, I will get like cancel, right? So I'm going to copy this partial value and I'm going to pass it here. Okay, let's go and run this now. So here we are doing the dismiss, and here we are expecting to have text. So if you remember in our first this basic interaction video, right, here we have used this to have text. This function you will basically check the entire text, whereas here we are checking partially. So here we have to use the to contain text. Okay, now let's go and run this one more time. Okay, so it got passed, and here you can select the expect condition also passed. That means of course like we have clicked on the dismiss. And if you want to see the reporter, probably you can just go to the file explorer, go to the index.html file, and here if you go to the standard output, now we can see like we got like press a button. That is what we are getting from this particular, let me close this one, from this one, right? So press a button. Okay, now here we have another type which is prompt box. So here we can enter the name and we can click on OK. So already you know how to do the assertion, so I'm going to skip that. But here we are getting like enter name, right? So if you want to read this value, then we have to use the function called instead of message, we have to use the default value. Okay, and here we are going to accept, but before accepting I have to pass some data, right? So I have to pass my name, correct? So I'm going to do that. So what we have to do is within the accept, this is basically your overloaded function, kind of, not actual overload, and here I can give like Kaushik. Okay, so that's it. Within the same function like accept, we can pass the text, or else we can just give the accept. Okay, so now we are going to make this like 2, and that nth of 2 in the sense like this particular alert, this prompt alert. Okay, and if you want to do the assert, probably you can do that as well. So let's go and do that. So here I can see like I have prompt demo, so I'm going to just replace this one. Let me comment it out and write one more time. Okay, and like what are the data I'm passing here, that should be also here, and here we can give like to contain text, because here we can select you have entered, right? So that we don't have to assert, and here we are getting the single quotes as well. So I'm going to copy the same, and here I'm going to give this one. Okay, now let's go and run this. Hopefully it should work. Let's see. Yeah, that was fast actually. Now if you go to the reporting, and if you go and refresh, probably you should get, I think, yeah. And here you can select enter name, that is the default value of that particular alert. And if you want to see the output, probably you can see through the video, but here also it will be very fast, so the video might not be recorded. Okay, so but yeah, you got the screenshot here. You can verify, like enter the name Kaushik is there, right? So that's it. It's very easy in Playwright. Even I can say, like, comparing with the Selenium. But only thing, if you don't know about the event listeners, how listeners works in JavaScript, you might be little confused here, because in Selenium, once we click on the button, then we will say like type.switch to alert.accept or something like that. But here, first of all, we have to use the listeners, and then we have to click on the actual element. Okay, and once this action is performed, whatever the expected condition, you can write it below. Okay, so that's it for the JavaScript alert. Now let's learn one more alert. That's going to be the sweet alert, or the model alert, we can say. Okay, so for that, let's go to this particular example called bootstrap models. And here you can select, if I click on this launch model, we are getting like close and save changes. So first of all, this is not your JavaScript alert. JavaScript alert in the sense like the previous section where where I mentioned like we cannot inspect the alert, right? But here you can see like I can do the right click, I can even go and inspect this one. So this is basically just an element. So you have to find the element and you have to do the click action. Let me show you that as well here. Okay, so if I go to the latex path here, I can see like I'm going to click on this save changes. Okay, so for that, let's go and inspect this one, and here I can see like I have a text called save changes. So I'm going to copy that. This is basically my X path, which is 1 of 1, correct? And if I click on that, okay, nothing is happening in this website, but you got the idea, right? So we have to just click on that. So let's go and do that. So I'm going to let's say like await page.click, and here I'm going to give my X path. Before that, I have to go to here, so I will say like await page.go to, and here I will pass my URL. Okay, so I'm going to write I have written in the same test, but if you want, you can segregate in different tests as well. So let's go and run this now. Hopefully it should be very quick. Let's see. Okay, the alert is completed. Now it's going to the second one, the bootstrap. It's going to, okay, I forgot to click on this launch model first of all, so that's why here we got the failure. So it's showing error in this one, like okay, anyways, let's go and click on that launch model. So here let's go and inspect this one. Okay, data target member. So await, then page.click, and here we are going to click that. Okay, now let's go and run this one more time. Hopefully this time it should pass. Yeah, so here you can select the save changes, it has clicked, and our test case passed. And here we are getting some failure, like to ID prompt to contain Kaushik. Okay, did we pass Kaushik? Yeah, let's go to the screenshot. Let's see. Okay, we are getting only the last screenshot, not in the middle one. So here in the to containing text, we are getting some failure because the receive string is this one. Okay, so probably the element is not loaded. We can fix that very easily, not a big issue. So what we can do is like maybe because of this navigation, like it's going very quickly and it's not able to find this particular element. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, as of now, of course we can wait for the locator and we can fix it, but I will give you a different example for that in another video. So here let's write another test block, and here I'm going to paste the code, and yeah. Okay, so and this is my kind of model alert, I can say. Okay, Now what we are going to do is we are going to use the Playwright config file, and here we'll say like alert.test.ts. Okay, so alerts, I think it's, yeah, alerts dot. Now let's go and bring our terminal npm test. Let's execute this one more time without any issue. So here you can see like running two tests, because we have like two test blocks, and here it's going to click on the confirmation alert, and we got the text also, and it got passed actually. Okay, so that is also fine. And here you can see like we got two green dots, that means of course it is passed. And of course the report is also opened. You can see like handle alerts which got passed. And then we have the second test, which is model alert, that is also passed. Okay, so that's it, very simple thing here. The earlier example, like the earlier issue what we got is can be fixed very easily. We have two ways, like we can wait for the navigation to complete, or else we can use the timeout in the locator itself. Okay, so maybe we'll see that in the upcoming videos. Now let's focus to the today topic. So we are done with the alert. Now we are going to learn about the dropdown. Okay, so here we have like two types of dropdown. One is the JavaScript, basically the select tag. Okay, so here if I go and inspect, if it's a dropdown or not, how we can identify in the sense like based on this one. So here you can select, we have a tag called select, and then within the options we have like here you can select Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we have the same thing here as well, right? So how to handle it is very simple. Let's go and start the code now. Okay, so I'm going to close all the other files, and let's bring the dropdown.test.ts, and here we are going to bring our test first of all. Yeah, and then it's going to be from Playwright test. Okay, now let's bring up our test block here, and this is going to be my async, and here I'll say like handling dropdown. Okay, so first of all we'll go navigate to the particular URL. So let's say like await page dot go to and the URL. Okay, now we have to first find the element, right? So here I can say like we have a ID called select demo, so I'm going to copy that one, and here I'm going to say like await page dot select option. So we have a function called select option, and then within the select option, if I mouse over, you can say like we have to give the selector, that's going to be your CSS, XPath, ID, whatever it is, okay, in the string format. And then we have to give the values, or we have like multiple options, like we can find the dropdown using the value, label, or the index. I will give an example now. Okay, so first of all, here I can select this is my dropdown value, which is going to be this one. This is the locator of that particular dropdown. Okay, and after that within the object we can give like label. Okay, so what is label in the sense like label is kind of like if you are aware of Selenium, we have like select using visible text, right? So that is what the label means here. So here you can see like Tuesday is there, right? So I can give this value as a Tuesday, that is my label, and that should work fine. Okay, let's go and run this one. So the browser will get closed very quickly. So just to show you the output, I'm going to add some timeout. Okay, so wait for timeout, and here I'm going to give like 3000, that is 3 seconds. Okay, now let's go and run this one. Okay, let's go and change in the package config file. Here it's going to be like dropdown.test.ts. okay, let's bring our terminal, and I'm going to run this now. So the browser got launched, and here you can see like within the please select demo, you can see like Tuesday got selected. Okay, and after 3 seconds it got closed as well. And if you want to see the reporter, of course it will generate of its own. We can see the screenshot, and we can confirm that Tuesday got selected here. Okay, so that's it, very simple. Now let's see what are the other options we have. Okay, so other two options is like very similar to Selenium. For example, if you don't want to select based on label, you can select based on the value. Now what is value in the sense, like here if you go here, you can select within the options tag, the opening and the closing tag, we have this value, right? So in this website, the label and the value both are same, but in real time it can be different. In sometimes there won't be any value as well. So based on the website. Okay, so if I have to show you one demo, I can probably show my website. Okay, so here if I go and inspect this one, okay, here also it's same. Let's go and inspect this one. Yeah, so here you can select value is basically like 0, 1, 2, 3 as a number, and the label is like your the actual text. Okay, so it depends on the developer. It is not like necessary that value and the label or the visible text will be always same, but you got the idea. Okay, so we can go with the label as well. Let me execute and show you that as well. So here we can pick any label, like any value, like let's say that Friday. So I'm going to give this one, and let's run this one more time. And before that, I like to close this one because that's very irritating actually. Like always it keeps on opening and we have to close it like Control C, Control C. So yeah. Okay, so here you can see like this is going to, once the page is loaded completely, it selected the Friday as a drop down. Okay, so that's it, we got the result and fine. Okay, now one more option is basically using the index. So here we can say like what is this position, or what is this, I forgot. Index, yeah, index only, correct. So here we have to select index, and then I can give like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the value we want. Okay, so index 5 in the sense, like in this particular example, this is my option 1. So this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Thursday should be selected. Now let's confirm that one. Okay, so I'm going to run this one more time. So here we can see that it's going to select the Thursday as expected, right? So that's it, very simple thing, and it's really easy in Playwright, even with comparing to Selenium, because in Selenium we have to call the select constructor, and from there we have to use, but here direct function is there. Okay, so that's it, we are done with this one. Now let's go and take one more example. So here you can see like we have multiple, right? I can give like I can select like New Jersey, Texas, right? So let's see how to handle this one. So let's go and inspect this particular drop down, and it has a ID called multi select. So I'm going to copy that, and here I'm going to say like await page dot select option, and then this is my ID, and then I'm going to find multiple things, right? So what can I do is I can simply use the array here. Okay, so here I can use the array, and within the array I can pass multiple objects. Okay, so first one, let's say that I want to select this one based on the text called Texas. Okay, that is label. Okay, so here I will say like label colon and the value. Okay, and then I can give like comma, and I can use one more object, and here probably I can say like index, and I want to select like second one, and then I can give one more object here, and I want to select based on the value called Washington. Okay, so here I'll say like value equals Washington. Okay, so that's it. This is how we have to select multiple drop down with using Playwright. That's going to be really simple. Just same thing as we did here, only difference is this should be within the array. Okay, that's it. Now let's go and run this to confirm it's working fine. Okay, so first one is Thursday, and if I scroll down, you can see like it selected multiple things, right? I hope you are able to see that, or else we can go to the reporter and see that like it selected multiple drop downs. Okay, so here you can see like let me open this. Yeah, New Jersey, Texas, and Washington. So whatever the value we have given, it got selected multiple things, right? And if you want to verify, of course you can click on like get all selected values. Here the result will be shown, and you can do the assert or the expect, right? So that's a very simple thing. And we have one more last topic, how to handle the bootstrap or kind of like jQuery alerts. Okay, so here you can select, we have an option to search. Of course, to search, you already know you have to find the text box, you have to type it. I will show you one more way, and that is really cool kind of Playwright way. Okay, so let's go and write one more test for this. Okay, here I'll say like kind of like a bootstrap drop down. Okay, and async function, let me write it very quickly. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we are going to let's see more in detail this one. This is very important, I think. Let's go and inspect this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this particular drop down here, then I'm going to select one like any of these value. Okay, so let's go and inspect this one. Okay, so here we can see like we have a we have something like country, and from there we have span of this one. Okay, so if I, yeah, this is also fine, right? So we have a ID called country. Let's take that one. So here I'm going to say like country, and after that we have the sibling called span. Okay, so this is the highlighted one. So I have to click that one. Once I click that one, I will get this menus, right? So let's first do that click action. So here I'm going to say like page.click, and I'm going to pass my locator. And then what I have to do is let's go and inspect all these values, right? So here I can say like this is within the li tag, and li is basically within the ul tag, and where it has a id called select two countries result, right? So yeah, so ul then followed by this one. Okay, so this is the unique locator for this unordered list, where we have like list of few text, right? So let's go and do that. So here I'm going to say like await page.locator, and the initial locator will be our that particular ul. Okay, and from there I'm going to pick one more locator has text. Okay, basically I can go with the text itself, I think. Okay, so this is going to be my hash. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is, let me tell you this one. Yeah, so here you can see like the unordered list, like that is our parent list, and within that also we have a list, and within that it has some text, right? So for example, if I say like India, so that should be selected, right? So let's confirm that one first. So await page.wait for timeout. Just to show you the output, I'm going to wait for like 3000 seconds, and I'm going to execute this alone. So I will make it like test.only, and let's go and run this, and then I will explain you. Okay, this should work fine, but yeah. So here our browser got launched, and then it's going to click on that particular kind of like text box or the drop down button, and then it's going to select the Denmark, which is unexpected because here we have given the India, right? So it got failed. Let me fix it up for one more time. Okay, so here we can use something like this locator, and then I can say like has yeah, first of all we have to give this one, okay, li, and it has a text called India. Okay, now it should work fine. Okay, so the previous mistake is different, so yeah, let me show you. Okay, so here we are trying to find the locator called the unordered list, that is UL, and after that within that locator we are trying to find out the list and which has a text called like India. Okay, so let's go and execute this one more time. So these are like unique features of Playwright, like of course this is there in Selenium as well, like we can find one element and from the element we can find another element, but the locator strategy is really good in Playwright. So here you can see like we got the India. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, basically like we found the element, from the element we found the inner element, and from the inner element we said like it has a text called India. So if I don't have this feature, then what I have to do, I have to again write XPath based on a text or something like that, right? And the cool feature is like here you can just convert this into a function as well. Like you can say like select country, and here instead of this India, what you can do is you can just give like country name, and you can receive this as a function argument, and here you can give like, let's say that I want to select the India, then followed by, let's say that I want to select the Denmark. Okay, it should work fine, and I'm going to remove this wait timeout, and probably I want to select the South Africa as well, right? So I will just call this function again and again, and it will do the stuff for me. Okay, so that's it. And if I execute this now, let's go and execute, let's see the output. Watch carefully what happens. Okay, of course it is going to work, but how the way it's executing, let's see. It's going to be really fast actually. Okay, so here you can see like it got India, then followed by, it's going to select the Denmark. I think I have given some spelling mistake or what. Yeah, so here you can see like the spelling mistake, so that's why it got stuck here. It will throw us like element is not there, something like this. So I'm going to stop it and I'm going to fix it very quickly. So spelling okay, so Denmark, what is the spelling? Denmark, yeah, correct. Okay, now let's go and run this. It's going to execute very fast. Let's see. Okay, so India I think got selected, right? Now in sometimes if there might be any loading issue or a particular test you want to run in slow, then of course you can do that. Okay, so that is our last topic we are going to learn. Within the use, what we are going to say, we have to say like launch option, and then within the launch option we have to say like SlowMo, and then you can give like 1500 whatever, like this is say your seconds, I mean milliseconds. Okay, now if I try to run the same test, what will happen in the sense like it will try to perform all the steps in a slow manner with the pause of like 1 second. Okay, so sometimes if you're going to debugging and if you're going to see the output of your program or the test, then you can use it. In real time you don't have to use it, because of course everybody wants to execute the test in a fast manner, but for debugging purpose, if you want to use this, probably you can use it. Okay, so that's it from my side. Let's have a quick recap in the alert. So if you want to handle the alert, we have few functions like accept, dismiss, and accept. Within the accept you can pass the string to type in the prompt alert. Default value in the sense like whatever the default value is there in the prompt alert, we can get that. And one more function is message. If you want to receive the alert message, you can get that. Okay, and bootstrap or model alert, it's very simple. Find the element, do the click action, that's it. Okay, and in the drop down we have two ways to handle it. The first one is the traditional of select, that is like select option. where we can select based on the label, index and the value. And another one, this is not applicable, this is not only for the drop down. You can handle any element with the same locator strategy. Okay, so that's it from my side. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one very soon.